pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Barb, the roll call, please.
Mayor Steve Feldman.
Here.
Councilmembers Joel Muehlbauer.
Here.
Robert Bauer.
Here.
Rich Skordahl.
Here.
I need a approval for tonight's agenda. Before we do that, I want to pull item 8A from the agenda. We're not ready to vote on that as of today. Let's see. Do I have a motion to approve tonight's agenda without 8A?
I'll make that motion.
I have a first by Joe Muehlbauer. Second?
I'll second.
Don't fight, guys.
I'll second that.
All right, Mr. Skordahl makes a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, I need approval tonight for a consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Bauer makes that motion. Do I have a second?
Mr. Mayor, I'll second.
Mr. Skordahl makes that second. All approve, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. All right, meeting open to the public. Do we have anybody?
No one signed up before the meeting.
Okay. All right. Special business? Joe?
No special business here.
Okay. Public hearings, none. Old business, can I explain that now about the 8A at this point? Is that okay?
Sure.
All right, this has to be with this parking lot for the ISD 15. And it takes a 4/5 vote tonight, so we don't have that here because one will be, Mr. Bauer was named before and Jerry Tveit, of course, is not here. So what happened here, we had a meeting last week with Joe Coleman and myself and 2 county members, along with our engineer Craig and Kate Dunstrom, our community development director, and Troy Ferguson and Chris Wirtz from the ISD 15. What we've come up to is the parking lot is there. They're going to be putting a fence up on Rum River Boulevard side, and then what we came up to is an idea of a turn lane on Rum River Boulevard. It will be the access point. It's a maintenance road today, but that will be the access point to this parking lot. Now, there's some conditional use items in here that we're going to have the ISD agree to. We have sent a letter and got acknowledgement from the county as far as this turn lane. They're going to do an overlay on this road on Rum River, and we're going to try to time that at the same time with this turn lane. It's going to come down to a cost of ISD being able to afford to do that. The county has said that he will delay the payment for 1 year. And on top of that, we hope to get this done before August, because August to November is when they're going to be using this area. So one of the parts of the conditional use that they have to follow is, and I want to make this part of it and we'll discuss it as that time goes closer, is that if, for instance, the overlay and the turn lane aren't accomplished till September, this goes into effect August 1 for their needs for the soccer fields and that. I'd like to stress that we at least have some attendant there to help direct traffic as part of the conditional use and that would be, of course, not necessary after the turn lane is put into effect. So we'll leave this open to some discussion here. Some of the conditional use as it states right now is all comments from the city engineer shall be addressed. The applicant shall install fencing to control access. The parking areas shall be maintained free of weeds and vegetative growth. Handicapped parking stalls and signage shall be provided. The parking lot shall have signage indicating it is for event parking only. The parking lot shall only be used from August 1st to November 1st. Barriers preventing entry shall be placed when the parking lot is not in use. Number 8, expansion of the use beyond the seasonal nature proposed would require amendment of the CUP or paving or curbing of the lot. The parcel shall be combined with an adjacent school-owned property. Ordinance number 227, second series, shall be placed into effect. These are just 10 items on this conditional use, but like I say, I'd like to add, again, that they have a tenant in place until the turn lane and the permanent traffic flow on Rum River versus 235th is in place. Any questions from anybody on the council about that?
I have a few. Where, when you say they're going to put a fence in Rum River Boulevard, where is that? Is that at the intersection? Or
No,
is
that's on
that
this whole way here.
all by the trees there?
That's
Okay,
right,
so
Joe,
between the
right now,
driveway
length of
all the
Rum
way
River.
up to the
Northern
intersection?
portion of the
Yeah.
parking lot, yeah.
On the whole length of it? Or am I getting that wrong?
I don't know if it goes the whole length or not. I'd have to double check, but I know it's on that northern.
Well, I thought they said that because they said that otherwise people will drive over the curb.
Oh, yeah.
So we want to stop people from driving over the curb on the Rum River.
Okay.
So they're going to put a fence there to eliminate that.
And then how long is this turn lane gonna be?
Well, we hope long.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's one of the things we identified with the
discuss.
council. Right, it has to be long enough that flow will continue easy in and out.
And then the only other thing I caught when you were talking was that, obviously we have a school district thing going on and coming up here on May 23rd, I think the vote is for the referendum. If they're gonna delay the payment for a year, is that something that they're looking into or hoping to have kind of thing, or how does that tie in with us, I guess, as far as this is concerned?
Well, what I understand, and Joe can correct me, I don't think that was going to be part of the bonding coming up in May. This was going to be something different unless they could put it on.
You know, I'm not sure if it's part of their bonding package. This seems to have been dropped kind of on their lap last week when we discussed this with the county.
Their lap or our lap?
Yeah, and so I think what's going to happen is the county can drop the specs on what they see as a suitable turn lane according to their traffic engineers. They will give the independent school district a quote on what that would cost. At that time, it would be the school district and the county working out an agreement to pay for it.
Okay.
The thing is, it won't work unless this is, the county wants it on Rum River. We agree that it should be on the Rum River. The engineer agrees with that. And I think this ISD understands that 235th, because it's so close to the intersection, will create more chaos than it's worth.
True.
So,
Good point.
I mean, the fact that this is after the fact doesn't settle well with me in the sense that it should have been talked out and planned better than it was, but it's here and we have to deal with it. So, any other questions at all?
I just want to add to the people of the public, just to make it easier, if they want to look at the picture that we're looking at, because we're up here talking, you guys don't have visuals. It's in the packet for today's meeting, and it's on page 20 is one of them, and then there's a few more below it, but just so it's easier. Other than that, I have nothing else.
Right, but from her letter, she says she wants to be here from March to October.
Correct.
So that's 8 months, of course, we're past March, of course, but anyway, now I see some numbers you have here for Cambridge, Elk River, Anoka, Andover.